Hello lovely friends, how are you all today? I hope you're well. Oh my goodness, we're into March. Where is this year going? It's flying, isn't it? This is the start of my 8-month crazy period of growing, harvesting and preserving my own food. Oh, I'm so excited. But just before we dive into March, and I'll show you how the garden is doing at the moment, I'm taking a moment to have a little look back on last year. This time last year, March 2020, to keep thinking about the date still. Oh my goodness, none of us could possibly have known what was about to happen globally. You know, the C word. It was quite a different month for me. We'll talk more about this when we come to the end because of that, as I'm sure it was for many people. But this month, in a way, it was the sort of the preview of COVID, Compostgate and drought. March was the beginning of 7 months of drought in my garden. Unprecedented. 4 days of rain in that period. So let's go and have a look right at the beginning of March last year, where I hadn't gotten all my beds covered, composted, cropped and dropped, what have you. This is how some of the soil was looking. Look, you can see, this is why I want to get my beds covered in the winter. This one didn't. Oh my goodness, look at that net as well. Oh, that must be the wind, because the wind comes pretty much straight through this way. It's taking it. But I don't know if you can get a sense of, let's see if you can get it closer. When my soil is exposed to our winter rains, and let's face it, this February, it's now official, it has been the wettest February since records began. When my soil gets pounded by the rain, as it has done, any exposed soil, it compacts it, it makes this horrible crust, which then means I'm going to have to give it a really good forking, which is, obviously it's something I've been wanting to avoid. But never mind, look, I didn't get that bed, well, at least this side of the bed covered. That side was covered with leaves and the net. Hey Rusty! Oh, it's so lovely to catch up with the cats after all this time too. He sort of half cuddled me and then sort of shrugged his shoulders at me as if to say, where have you been, missus? Anyway, yes, so that's a lesson for us all, isn't it? Any of us who have this kind of clay soil which likes to compact, is just work really hard in the autumn to get your beds covered and protected. So as you can see, even at the beginning of March, a lot of the soil was already looking dreadful, and that's before it had even been baked by the sun and with the drought. It was a bit of a lesson for me. That autumn, as in last year autumn, I worked my socks off to make sure that my beds, I did. I think I got more done in the end, that all my beds were covered in some way or other, whether it was through crop and drop, compost, and the compost, some of it was composted down, some of it was barely composted, didn't matter, get it on the ground, any organic matter, leaves, whatever it is, get cardboard down. That lesson last March, which actually got worse, that lesson got worse as we went right through to, well, I won't reveal what happened if you didn't watch or if you hadn't joined me at that stage, but yeah, that lesson got harder and harder over the coming weeks. So last autumn I was determined to not be in that position again, so I made sure I got the ground covered. Now, me reviewing my clips looking back last year, what's very evident is that after that initial visit at the beginning of March, I had quite a few days down there where I didn't have the camera on. I was doing really boring stuff, tidying, doing more sort of chopping, dropping bits and pieces, sorting out the soil a bit, what have you. So I didn't have the camera on very much, but also because I got very embroiled with watching the news, not quite 24/7, but it was on a lot. I was also doing a huge amount of sewing last March. I was doing a ton of lavender bags, and thank goodness, because the sale of them, plus some help from a couple of you, meant that I was able to buy compost later on. Yes, I was really busy with a lot of other things and didn't have much garden time. Certainly not much garden time on camera. I was putting out loads of videos, but they were mostly about sort of responding to this ongoing situation that we all found ourselves in. You know, obviously it was new to all of us. No one knew what to do, what to expect. It was also very evident, well, to me anyway, from the beginning of March that this was going to get really big, and that with my great aunt's care, I might need to sort of be on standby to become her full-time carer if her care team got sick or got moved elsewhere. So there wasn't a huge amount of gardening, but towards the end of the month, I did get back down there again, got stuck in again, which you'll see in a second, and even more importantly, had a chance to just reconnect with a few friends. I hardly know where to start. Oh. Yeah. Size. Okay, I tell you what, let's get this one off. That is a load of food for someone. Well, not just someone, a few someones. Fantastic. Yay! I think I'm going to have this one out as well, just because it's already encroaching on the deck. And by the summer, it'll be humongous. Where does it start and end? It's 2 bits. God, it's thick stuff. Hold on. That's not attached to anything. Where are you? Ah, I see. Oh my goodness, right here. Crikey. I might have to carry this back in 2 lots. And the guy I'm going to get it to, who's doing the veggie boxes, is back up near where I live. Good greens, good healthy greens for someone. Now, is that gonna... That's the bit I want to tie back. God, it's heavy. And that needs to come out. Because I'm also going to plant something down next to, behind it. I'll show you that when the space is clear. This one. Anyone for some kale? Okay, good start. Now, is that going to go? I think I'm going to have to put that a hook. I put a hook in, but I think it needs to go up. I'm just going to bring you around here a sec and show you the thickness of the trunk of it. It's amazing. I don't know if you're going to be able to get an idea of the scale. I'll put my hand in. But look at that, there's my hand. I mean, it's like a tree trunk. Amazing. So down here, oh my goodness, I mean, look, that cloche got covered. I think that's what I started a loofah in last summer, before this Taunton Dean took over. And there's some sticks that were in to guide the achocha up the fence. But what I'm going to do as part of my jobs today, clear this space a little bit, dig a hole. I've got something to go in there. But first of all, oh, look in the light. Beautiful. That's a little bit more under control now. And you can see, I hope you can see, it's continuing to put out these beautiful new tender leaves. What I'll probably do, there's a stalk just hanging. Yeah, what I'll probably do, once I've got it secured to the fence, is just go through, pick out any of the sort of more sort of damaged leaves, the leaves that are going over, what have you. They can all go either into the compost or into the bean trenches. Oh, shadow, hello shadowy bits. And then, yeah, that'll give me a bit more space. And mainly, one of the main jobs was, hello everyone, to give me access to my path. Right, let's get that hook moved higher up, and I'm going to braid some string. So I've got a nice strong string to tie it back with. Windy, windy. I can't see you. I've put my glasses down somewhere. Don't know where I've put them. So, this is my idea for tying the Taunton Dean. A couple of lengths. Because, oh, injuries at work. I'm just using this shed for now. What I'm thinking is, because a piece of string, honestly, it's so heavy, that Taunton Dean. If I braid a few bits of string, jute, together. Hold on, I'll be back in a second. Yeah. If I braid 6 strands of this together, then hopefully that will be thick enough. Where's the end? Thick enough and strong enough to hold it up. And I thought, well, the easiest way of doing that, I'm just going to use my shed, my shed post. I might be at this for quite some time. But actually, yeah, I don't mind, because can you get a sense of the quiet when the wind drops down a bit? It's so lovely to hear the birds. There is still a lot of noise around. I've been quite surprised how, in a way, how busy my high street feels. Because normally, obviously I work from home normally, well, do, so that as and when, where's the end? When I'm doing my business up and down the high street, going to the post office, that sort of thing, I usually have the high street to myself. But there's more people than ever around at the moment. Obviously people are out to do their shopping. But I kind of keep thinking, give me my high street back. It's mine, not yours. So yeah, there is that distant sound of traffic. Honk, honk, honk. Okay. Got it in 3 different colours. It's going to be a very pretty braid. Like I say though, it's going to take me a while, but why not? On this really rather gorgeous day. So I think I'll tie one knot here at the top. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And then plait. Let me get my different colours together. It's time to meditate. You're right, Rusty. Just well gone mad, hey buddy. Yeah. I'm missing the cuddles too, sweet thing. I think that's long enough. Yay, let's go and first of all, cut it off the shed and go and see if I can get this Taunton Dean tied up. You see, we're a bit backlit, aren't we? But basically, instead of having a single string of jute, single thread as it were, that's now got 6 strands to it. So it should be good and toss. Look at this blossom, isn't it pretty? This on the end here, this one, it's a plum. Gorgeous. I found my glasses. I'd left them on the cold frame, obviously. Right then, let's see if we can get this a little bit tamed. Where's the main stem gone? Oh, just knocked that off. That's going to be supper tonight. Oops. I mean, the great thing about this plant I found is that, oh, that leaf's over. It's pretty indestructible, and it doesn't seem to matter how much I harvest from it, how much I knock it about, how much Storms, Kira, Dennis, Hugo, Colonel Blimp, whatever, how much it got knocked about that. It just keeps coming. So, let's see now. Just trying to sort of look at the side of the path and also try to picture what new growth I might get this summer. I'm not going to trim this string off, I've just kind of almost cleated it so that if I do need to let it out a bit, I can do. I think wind that through there. I think that should do for now. Actually, while I'm here, let's have some sticks and bits out. I'm down here. Oh dear. Okay. Right, good. Like I say, now I'm just going to go through. There's some leaves that are way past their best. Have them off for compost. Go and chop up that big pile, make it a bit more manageable for me to hand over to the local veggie box scheme. And now when I get stuck in behind the Taunton Dean, I need to go and get my big spade. Oh, happy sight. My tulips are out. Yay! It really is blowy today. It's really lovely. There's a few other plot holders around today. We're all keeping our distance, we're all being good. But I think I'm just going to have a little walk around and say a few hellos, because it'd be nice to see people in the flesh again after quite a few days of not. Let's go and see who's about. Put you back into it. Morning.
Hiya,
How are you? I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, it's nice to get out to get some sun.
Isn't it gorgeous? What are you up to today?
Just really weeding.
Clearing more ground.
Clearing more ground. We've got some potatoes in.
Way more than me in, basically. I'm just noticing all the raspberries you planted. They're all coming into leaf.
Done, so summer ones at the back and autumn ones which haven't really done a lot yet.
Fantastic. So, I'm going to leave you to get on with your work.
Okay.
But it's nice to see you.
Nice to see
at
you
a distance of 3 metres. Actually, I think we're doing 4 metres, aren't we? Enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day.
Yeah, we're supposed to get a bit colder next week.
Shh. We don't want to hear that.
Be nice in the sun at the moment.
Happy digging, lovely. And here's our lovely Sheena at work in her garden.
That's too nice to chuck, so I think I'll...
What is that?
It's everlasting spinach.
Oh, lovely.
And I just got so much of it. I've never had my meat.
It's lasting forever. I'm sure you can find a little space somewhere.
Find a little space for it.
How are you, my lovely? We haven't seen each other for ages.
I'm absolutely fine, Vivi.
Good.
Slightly nervous that I've just been listening to the radio and they're saying walkers and cyclists are all out going further than they should be, and I'm thinking, oh God,
you know what? It's all the more reason for us to be on our allotments where we're at a safe distance from everyone. Well, I'm going to leave you to find a spot for your beautiful forever and ever spinach, and I'm going to go and dig a hole for my forever and ever rhubarb.
Wonderful.
Cheers, Sheena.
Enjoy.
Okay, so now that I've got the Taunton Dean trimmed, and now that I've done my little whiz around the site saying hello to folk, it's time to do a bit of a strenuous job. I'm going to dig a hole. So this, it's looking a bit sorry for itself now. Can you make that out? Show you in the light. It's a division from a friend's rhubarb. They gave it to me in case mine that's in the herb bed didn't come back to life. Mine did. I've been trying to palm this off on anyone on our site, newbies, anyone. Nobody wants it. So I thought, you know what the heck? Let's pop it in down here next to the Taunton Dean. It'll cope with a bit of shade. any of that kind of juicy runoff from the compost bins it will enjoy. And put it this way, oh, it's like rock. I'm not going to grow anything else here. I do still have the grapevine down the back, but I don't know, it really hasn't been doing anything. Maybe, it's like rock. Maybe I haven't given it a chance, but anyway, this rhubarb is going to go in. I say that. Wow. It's looking a bit sorry for itself in that bag because it has been really dry and actually quite warm. Well, certainly all this week. Goodness me. Actually, everyone who's on site today, everyone's watering some parts of their gardens already. So, amazingly, after that really, really wet winter we've had, we're back to our watering cans. The good thing though, of course, is all our water butts are absolutely chock full. Right, will that do? I hope so. So, oh, it really has dried out, but I'll get it in, give it a really good soak. They're incredibly tough little plants, so I think it'll survive. Maybe too much of a hole. Sorry, excuse my back. It does, I have to say, it does feel, it just feels great to get out here again. Let me give you a little look. There we go. Let's just give it a bit of a healing in. We're going to move quite a bit. Yeah, I mean it's looking very sad and wilted, like I said, 'cause it's just been in that bag and drying out beautifully, but I reckon, like I say, they're usually pretty tough little plants, so... Oh, that's my Taunton Dean label, not that I need it. So yeah, hopefully that'll be a happy home for it there. I'm just going to give it a really good, absolute drenching. Hopefully that will help settle it and revive it somewhat. I think because it has just been sitting in that bag and totally neglected, I don't know how much it's going to come back to life this year, but I shan't harvest from it. There we go, drink up my pretty. And I hope you will be very happy there. And you know what, even if it's not happy there, well, at least give it a go rather than just chucking it out, eh? It's quite bonkers to me looking back. I mean, I have the memory anyway, but looking back and actually seeing it on video to see just how dry we had become already even by that last bit of footage you saw, that was sort of the last week or so of March. Yeah, already really, really dry, and we were only going to get drier and drier and drier. I'm really enjoying looking back, not just now, but, you know, pretty much most months that go by in the garden. As I get towards the end of a month, I do have a little walk around the garden, and I think it's sort of just a bit of a sort of an evaluation or a re-evaluation. What's going well? What's not going so well? Where have I, you know, messed up? Where have I made a mistake that's costing me? So, for instance, leaving soil exposed in the winter. All these things I'm constantly or continuously, one or the other, so just reassessing, trying to learn. You know, it doesn't matter how long you've been gardening, you keep learning, because we keep getting the lessons given to us by nature. And of course, conditions change, we learn new lessons from conditions changing. I'm going to say that March last year was the beginning of some really, really big lessons that I have taken on board, and I am definitely trying to do better. We'll see how this year goes. So there we go, that's March last year, we're in March this year now. Next time I see you, hopefully we'll be in the garden for a tour to see how the garden is looking right now, before, oh my goodness, we crack into a load of work. There's jobs left over from January and February that didn't get done because of the weather. Cannot wait to get stuck in, spend some time out there in the fresh air, bit of sun on my cheeks, a bit of warmth on my neck. Brilliant, bring it on! So, for now I'm going to say cheerio, and I will see you all really soon, I hope, in the garden. Until then, please look after yourselves, stay well, and fingers crossed, none of us will have compost gate or seed gate this year. Cheerio.